How you doing?
Well, hello there.
Hello. Um, how are you doing? Good?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Not bad. So you're fully retired from OPD, is that correct?
As of Friday,
As of this past Friday or this Friday?
this Friday.
Oh wow, coming up, huh?
Yes, I would not be sitting here if I was fully retired.
Yeah,
Someone else would be talking to you this evening.
yeah.
Um,
Were you were you gonna stay on the ad hoc after you leave though? Is that correct or no?
no, no, and I think we really need to push someone to get so that we keep the momentum going. So we need to really push to get someone in this spot to work
Yeah.
with the ad hoc. And there are a
Uh,
couple of really good people I know. Chief Osmus mentioned the a PhD that we have, a psychologist that recently received her PhD. Uh, and
who
I
is that?
think
Who is she talking about?
Maria Medlansike, I don't know if you know, she's worked in training a lot. I'm not sure what, I know her office is where the training department is, but I don't know exactly what her, I don't know exactly what her title is right now.
What does she do for the department? She's a
Um,
psychiatrist?
I'm sorry.
She's a psychiatrist or what does she
No,
do?
no, no. Oh, no, no. She hasn't done her practicals or anything. She can't do, it takes them like 2,000 hours. She just got her PhD. So it'll be a couple of years, I would imagine, before she could ever practice.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I think it's 2,000 hours they have to supervise, 2,000 hours of supervised uh, practice. So that's a long time.
Yeah.
Um, and and there are a couple of people, other people too in the department, I think that would, you know, that are involved in peer support or critical incidents or have been with wellness, that it's not their job, but it is something that they do because they're passionate about it.
Mhm. That
So
other person, Marie or Maria Bedlansky, is that right?
yeah, it's Medlansike, but I don't know that I honestly, I really don't know them or if they've even talked to her about this yet. So that's
Oh,
not,
okay.
so that isn't something that we should, rely on, because you know how,
Hmm.
I mean, it takes a lot to move people around and get approvals and, all that kind
Yeah.
of thing. So I really don't know what's going to happen there, but I do know that is her training and education, and that she does do a lot of training, and she is a member of the peer support team, critical incident team, all of that. But I
She's
don't
a
even,
she's a police officer. Is that
yeah,
is
she's
that
a
right?
police officer.
Okay.
Not a sergeant, not a lieutenant. She's a police officer.
All right.
But
How long? Yeah.
her interest has always been in, mental health and wellness and that kind of thing, or at least since I have known her, it has been. So
All right. Well, we have a meeting coming up on Thursday, so I can ask DC Osmus again. But we did ask at the last meeting, and she, like you said, she mentioned someone potentially who just finished up a work on a PhD. So we'll see what happens with that.
yeah,
Uh,
and we have a couple of folks here that just finished their PhDs. So which is interesting. I don't know. We may have. Well, let's see. We just lost one who was, but we have one, two, three, four that I know of that I can think of, like quick, easily. I can think of four, and two are officers. One is a program manager, and the other one is a crime scene technician. And
hmm.
that's interesting, huh?
That is interesting. It's very
Yeah,
interesting.
it's a great mix, but yeah. Anyway,
Highly educated department.
how what?
Highly educated
Oh,
officers within the department.
that's something I would really like to know. I would really like to know what the education level is, because there are so many people that have, at least bachelor's degrees.
Hmm.
So it would be really interesting to know what the, what the level is. And I
Yeah.
And so many of the managers have, a master's. So that's, yeah, it is a highly
I mean,
educated department.
maybe that's something the department can hang their hat on, you know. But
Absolutely.
maybe it's a really positive statistic for them. A lot of people complain that at a lot of other departments that the people are too young, that they should at least have a bachelor's degree. Maybe this is an area where they are overperforming, so that would
Yeah.
be interesting to know.
And most of the folks that I know that have advanced degrees it's in criminal justice or a behavioral science or something like that. So it's totally, a related field.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um, uh, Micah sent out a kind of a reminder of what it was that on Thursday was supposed to be reported on. One of the things was and I just sent it to you. One of the things was where we are, or to investigate um, some of the partnerships that and other programs that exist on a regional basis. So
What
what
is?
I did,
Hold on.
I
Yeah.
wrote a memo to you and um, Vice Chair Booker and DC Osmus about the 720 Wellness Program. And that is a post program that is managed by the University of San Diego. And it's
Wait. Before you get into that, I'm opening it up right now.
okay.
Uh, but before you get into that, we're still working on updating those two policies, right?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So
I'm sorry.
we're no, that's fine. I want to read this document before like we start to go over it and stuff,
Yeah.
so I know exactly what we're talking about. But where are we at with those two policies? What do you need
Okay.
from us? What do I need to do? What do
Okay.
you want me to do?
So there's the draft of the wellness policy. It's not well developed, but I can send you that
Hmm.
for you to comment on, but it still has to be developed. But that it may be a good time for you to comment because you're going to be commenting again once the department approves it or whatever. You're going to be commenting again. So
Okay.
it may be the policy for peer support critical incidents, that policy already existed. So that was an update, a rewrite. And that policy, that's been done, and it's been forwarded to Chief Osmus for her review, and then she will start it through the process. Once it
Okay.
gets through the process of, is the wording legal, all of that, then it
Yeah.
goes to the police commission.
Okay. All right. Okay. Before we get to that, so the two policies that we said that we were going to update through this ad hoc was the policy that you're mentioning right now, and that's what the B12 or B17. Is it that
B17.
policy? Okay, so you have made updates, and then you're sending it through your chain of command, and then your chain of command is going to present it to the police commission. But
Correct.
but while you're doing this, I think it's important for the people on the ad hoc to make their comments now, because it's typically like the ad hoc
Okay.
present to the commission what their recommendations are. You know, so I think the
Okay.
ad hoc should make their decision on what the recommendations are, and then you can send it through your chain of command, or we do it that concurrently or something. I don't know, and
All
then
right.
ultimate, yeah. See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I totally understand. I
And then
will, I'll send something to Chief Osmus and let her know that that's how the committee wants to move forward.
yeah, I mean that's just usually how it's done. I guess you could do it the other way around, but then when she presents it or whoever presents it, the person in your position, whenever that is, it's like the first time the
You're
commission is
seeing it.
seeing it, and that
Yeah,
doesn't that what then what's the purpose of the ad hoc even
yeah,
reviewing? You know what I mean?
That's a good, yeah,
So,
that's a good
because
question.
typically the rest of the commission is going to listen to what the people on the ad hoc recommended. So there's
Yeah.
that policy.
Well,
Uh, yeah. And then wait,
then
and then there's the other policy, the overall what is it called? Like the I forget exactly what
it's health, it's the health and wellness policy for the
and that's
department.
the one that's being developed kind of from scratch, right?
Right. And so we should start that one then with the ad hoc committee and then go the opposite direction. I mean, we can still have OPD, you know, or like you said, concurrently.
Yeah,
Um,
right. I mean, DC Hospice can be looking at it at the same time that people on the ad hoc or whoever in your chain of command can be looking at it the same time as we're looking at it. But ideally, they wouldn't look at it until everyone in the ad hoc is like, "Yeah, let's start sending this around."
and these are our comments, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
So
gotcha.
that so the B section policy has already started to be sent around to OPD. Is that right?
It's only been there's three of us that subject matter experts for peer support and critical incidents. I'm not a subject matter expert for critical incident response, but our peer support coordinator is. And
Mm-hmm.
then the third person that has made comments on this document or made changes, updates, is a person who just is she has a lot of expertise with
Okay, but it's going.
formatting,
It's
language, that kind of
yeah,
thing, not
but it's
necessarily the content of,
yeah.
the meaning of the policy. So it's been me and the person who is the coordinator for peer support and um, critical incident response. We're the two that have
Okay,
actually made the changes.
okay, and the and like this technical writer type of person, right? Okay,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right, and
that's exactly, you're right. Thank you. The technical writer.
okay. So then, can you share that with us so that we can at least start to make comments now,
Um,
and before it comes back to the police commission? That would make sense.
okay.
And then that that'll be good for the rest of the people in OPD, excuse me, who are seeing it to see exactly what our thoughts and feedback are. Maybe there's no feedback or not much at all, or maybe there is feedback, and then I guess the other policy, like what you were saying, we should start that now as well.
yeah, I agree. Okay. Um, so we have the outline for that. We have a rough draft for that.
Oh, you have a rough draft? Okay, yeah. So if you
Yeah.
just share that with us, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. All right. I'll clean it up a little bit and send it to you this week. And then the other one, let me talk to DC Auspice and I'll find out where exactly that other one is and
Hmm.
then get you something.
Okay. So the things we have going on are the B section policy, B17 or B12, whatever it is. And
B17,
then
yeah,
yeah, B17. And then we have the new policy.
which doesn't have
And
a
then
number, but
yeah.
it's health and wellness.
And then we have the issue with succession regarding your position. Okay. So those are the three main topics. I think that's enough. And that's what the ad hoc is dealing with. And we should probably set a sunset date for this ad hoc at some point this year, um, because these are the topics that we said we wanted to address: the strategic plan, these two policies, and whoever the
There,
replacement is going to be.
yeah.
And then the ad hoc can decide to reconvene. I don't know, sometime after we finish these topics, and then they can come up with whatever new topics they feel are appropriate at that time.
And there were two questions that were asked during the last meeting, and there were a couple of questions, but two that pertain to the ad hoc, and those were the in the email that Micah sent out. There were 4 bullet points. One was the uh, engagement, the interaction between agencies and support in terms of wellness. That was one. And then the other was, which we had talked about a number of times, was the redevelopment of the or reestablishment of the wellness advisory board.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should probably leave those on the agenda as well, because those questions
Yeah,
are
no, you're right.
already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The wellness
So the,
advisory board status. Wait, I'm just writing down really quick.
yeah.
And then what was the first one you said?
It was the, let me look this up so I get this right, because I'm not doing it justice. It was a relationship of law enforcement agencies. The way the question came up was there's no staff and we didn't know what the funding was. So how do we work with other agencies so that we can be a little more engaged with them and share resources and that kind of thing? So
In terms of wellness?
yes,
Wait, so someone, just one of the commissioners asked that question, I think. Is that all
I
that
think
was?
so. I think
Okay.
so.
All right. Well, that's something that we can find out more information on, but it's not a top priority.
Well, it's taken care of though, because
You guys got
what I
you
did,
got the answer?
that memo that I sent you, that's what that is. I did a little bit of research into where we are right now,
Okay,
at
good.
least in the answers are all there, and there is actually a program and um
Okay, explore
yeah,
regional
it's the
first
that
responder wellness partnerships.
that's
Okay.
it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
At one point, the training department in the wellness unit had staff members serving as project managers for the 720-degree health project. 2025, we had 37 professional staff and sworn members who signed up for the 12-week program. Currently unaware of any OB participants who are still participating in the program, as this program was over a year ago under the guidance of the previous wellness director. The California Commission Post runs the Joyce Dudley Organizational Wellness Initiative, which trains agency wellness coordinators through the Post Certified Organizational Wellness Coordinator course. This equips agencies with evidence based strategies to combine proactive wellness with response based programs, fostering a culture of wellness across ranks. Commission on Post and developing a network of relationships among first responder agencies. Agencies can also, over 60 agencies have enrolled, with the focus on data driven, customized wellness plans. Oakland PD is among the agencies listed. And then it goes into what the 720-degree health project is, key takeaways for NorCal agencies, and perfect. Okay, I'll read this out at the next meeting since you got this answer. Thank you so much for putting together this professional response. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. Thank you. Yeah.
And there's there's three links in there too that answer those questions in a little more detail for anybody that's interested in terms of what the purpose of the 720 project is. And it grew out of a need for cohesive wellness training and also
Mhm.
data. And that's one of the things we probably should have mentioned this in the strategic plan, because this is something that 720 wellness project is pushing, is that we collect data and make data informed decisions about wellness. And so that's a big part of this project. The other thing is that they're trying to they're focusing on training coordinators so that you have a collective of coordinators who are trained the same way, who could reach out to each other, rely on each other, go to these conferences together, and then, it's kind of a strength in numbers kind of approach. And then the
Mhm.
third thing is that I think is also extremely important is they do a lot of research. And so they have a database that's available for almost anything you can think of regarding wellness that can lead you to answers or more resources or people, experts in the field, whatever. So those are kind of the three things that they're focusing on. And it is done through, it's all been put together and done through
This
Post.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they also had a really they also had an impact on that BSCC grant. That $50 million that came from the state that went to all the agencies all over California.
The
That
six agencies.
it went to all the law enforcement agencies. It was $50 million for health and wellness, that one-time grant, and they were also involved with that project. So um, having having that entity behind health and wellness, I think will also have an impact on future funding.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that project is extremely important in the state of California.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. No, thank you so much for this response. It's really helpful. Um, I'm working on
You're welcome.
something similar with Bar PD. I'll reach out to you offline about that, but
Okay.
um, uh, I guess I can update the commission with your with the copy of this memo at the next meeting, and just summarize it up for them really quickly during our ad hoc readout, and then just tell them the things we're working on, and and then so and then you're going to share the B17 policy and the rough draft of the new policy once you work on it a little
I just
bit.
need it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Clean it up.
And then I can ask DC Osmus again as a follow up about the session for your position on Thursday night. And then what about the Wellness Advisory Board status? How are we
Okay.
gonna?
So I had a meeting last week and I invited people that had served on the board before. I invited some of the people in leadership positions, a couple people from uh, that have experience in military service veterans. Um, I invited, I think, 15 people, and 10 or 11 were present. The
Hmm.
agenda, which I will send you, the agenda, what we discussed. The purpose of that meeting was to let folks know where we are with the wellness program, with the unit here, with the unit at Eastmont, where we are in terms of funding, training, what we're doing with the ad hoc committee, um, and then to let them know, and I went over the strategic plan with them as well. Um, we the point of the meeting was not to actually establish the committee. It was to put the information out there to let folks know who have been involved in the past, where we are and where we're going. And some of the folks too that were in that meeting aren't necessarily people who have been involved in the past. Example, I think it's extremely important when we do this work that we have union representation. So we had two people, one from the professional staff union and one from the sworn union, so that there's representation there as well. Um, a couple of people are new to peer support, and so there were two people in the group that are new to peer support, because of course we want to get that new perspective from the younger uh, officers. So where we left things, it was informational only, and with the understanding that this is our goal, is to reestablish, per DC Osmus, to reestablish that advisory board. Went over what the purpose of it was, the function of it was, what the makeup was, all of that. I should send you that too. I'll send you that.
Yeah,
I'm
that
going to
would be good.
send you the agenda,
Yeah.
so you know what we discussed, the purpose of the meeting, which is part of the agenda, how many people attended, And then what the policy procedures manual recommends for the makeup
Okay.
of the board.
All right. And then I'm going to ask Micah if, because I know that these meetings are accessible to the public. I've never looked at the webpage where they are, but maybe we'll add some things to that webpage, like where we left off and stuff, in addition to the videos and the meetings. Okay, but yeah, send me that info. I'd love to look at it. And who will be the point of contact for establishing this, reestablishing the advisory board?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay,
That's up to DC Osmus.
up to
Well,
DC.
DC
Okay,
Osmus, and then of course the the training commander was in that meeting as well. So he's very involved in this. So the decision ultimately, of course, would be DC Osmus, but uh, uh, acting Lieutenant Martinelli has been very involved in this whole process, as he has been with peer support, critical incidents, and all of that.
oh, the gentleman that comes to our meetings. Okay, all right.
Oh, that's Lieutenant Skirden. He's with risk management. No, I don't know that acting Lieutenant Martinelli, if he's yeah, he's been to police commission meetings.
Okay, I probably know him more if I've
Yeah,
seen
I'm
him.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I think I have like my notes on my end, what I'm going to do in terms of trying to get the web page, a little more information on there about the work that we've done so far, and where we plan to go with this. And then a couple of questions for the meeting itself. Um, and then just share the policies as soon as you can. And then I guess we'll reconvene in 2 weeks. What's our deadline for um, uh, what's a realistic deadline for the B17 policy, I guess, for us to submit our feedback by 2 weeks, by the next meeting?
I honestly don't have any idea.
Well, let's just,
I
well,
mean, that's I'll
I'm
ask DC Osmus, but
yeah,
I don't.
no, I mean just for us, for the
Oh, for the ad hoc. Oh,
commissioners,
okay.
for the commissioners on the ad hoc, we'll say that we'll submit our feedback to you to get to OPD by next ad hoc meeting.
Okay.
Because there's no reason to put like some open date on it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm glad you asked that. The deadlines are so important.
Yeah. And then for the new policy, um, do you think like in 2 meetings and say like a month, that's realistic? Are you going to be
I
able
don't
to?
think so.
Yeah,
I
because
think to
I
have
don't,
a working document, I'm gonna say 6 weeks. So that's three
yeah.
meetings. That's one to discuss it in its current form, and then to go in, make the necessary comments and changes, discuss those, massage that, and then a review, and then to OPD for, to start it through the process.
But you said that, because I thought before you said, or Vice Chair Booker said that you were going to come as a civilian, be a part of these ad hocs. But now you're saying you're not, right?
No, no, I didn't say that.
I'm
I said
asking. I don't know.
I said I'd think about it.
Oh, okay.
I
All
said
right.
I'd
Okay.
think about it.
All
So
right.
yeah, I mean, I'm not totally opposed to that, but again, like I said, I really think it's important. There are other subject matter experts here,
Yeah.
and I really think it's important that they get someone so that the department has a vested interest in this.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And I think that it would be a little awkward if you came and they had a new person in the role. I don't think that would work. So,
And
um,
I don't mind sitting in on the first meeting,
yeah,
that,
right.
when the new person is here to just kind of,
Hmm.
for the transition, but that I think this, kind of rip the Band-Aid off, and the sooner the better for someone new to be in this role.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you offering that up just to do like a little turnover. I think that would be nice. And then so this new policy, I don't think can be finalized until the new person is in the role.
Absolutely. I agree.
So yeah,
I agree.
let's just say that. Not even put an end date on it.
Okay, that's
Let the new person get in the role, and then they can talk to the ad hoc about what's a realistic deadline. Maybe
that makes sense.
maybe we stop the ad hoc after we are done with the B-17 policy, and then reconvene once there's a new person in your role or someone who DC Osmus designates to represent OPD. Maybe we talk about that at our let's talk about that at our next ad hoc meeting.
Yeah,
But
I'm just gonna be really
I
honest
hope
here.
hope that no, sorry, go.
No, I really do believe that sometimes we need a little push.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want that to be a reason for like to totally lose all momentum either, you know? Yeah.
That's exactly. And, you know, uh, holding, holding us accountable and saying, okay, this is where we are right now. Honestly, Omar, we did a lot in just a couple months.
Yeah, really did. Yeah, absolutely.
And this policy, the update on the policy for peer support critical incidents, we've been trying to get that done for 2 years.
Really? Okay.
Yes, but what
Wow.
happens is people get moved around. It gets assigned to
Yeah.
someone. People get moved around. Then it gets shifted, and then it drops a couple, lines on the priority list, and something
Hmm.
else becomes more, so that's the thing that I worry about is it as long as the ad hoc committee has goals and a focus and is intact, then the work can go forward.
Okay, then let's not talk about ending the ad hoc. Let's just only talk about replacing OPD representation on the ad hoc and see what happens.
And then whoever that person is, the goals may change, and it may not, the ad hoc may not need to exist that much longer, but right now it does.
Hmm. Okay, yeah,
So,
and the ad hoc will always more than likely exist. It just won't be like continuous.
well, and originally one of the top three goals was training.
Hmm.
So that is something that I think the ad hoc committee should discuss
Okay,
in terms
training.
of trauma and, all of that.
Well, what happened to the training that you had the $10,000 set aside? Were you
Well,
able to like subcontract that out or something?
it hasn't happened yet, but we're still trying to work the details out in terms of, how to get it through the process with the city. Because
Okay.
again, if it's over $5,000, there has to be a contract. The whoever we hire has to be under contract, and
Under
we
contract.
both
Okay.
know what that means.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I should find out this week about the Firehouse Subs grant proposal that I wrote because their portal opens on the 10th. And I will keep an eye on that and make sure that DC Osmus knows what happened with that. Because if that is the case, they're willing to sponsor the training. And so it's
Firehouse
just,
subs.
yeah, yeah, it's just a done deal. And they do, Firehouse Subs, surprisingly, they do a lot of first responder funding and support.
Okay.
So, so that I'm really hoping that, and I explained to them when I wrote the proposal that we lost 3 people this year. And this was in March when I did this. So I was hoping that that got their attention enough to know. And, the fact that we have almost 30 people waiting for training in a
Mm-hmm.
department where we really, where we haven't had any staffing in the wellness unit. So that makes these folks, the peer support folks and the critical incident folks, it makes their training really, really critical.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it really
I'm
does. Yeah.
hoping I was persuasive enough.
Yeah.
But we'll
Okay.
find out in a couple days.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know what you find out.
Absolutely.
And then I'll look out for your emails. And I'll do everything else that I said that I'll do that I do during this meeting at the police commission meeting. So
Okay, great.
yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else. We
I
don't
don't,
have to stay on just to stay on. So
no,
um,
I don't have anything else either.
okay. All right. Well,
I
thank you for being
appreciate you
here.
though. Know
I
that for
appreciate,
sure.
yeah, I appreciate you very much, and talk soon.
Okay, great.
All right, meeting
Thank
is
you.
adjourned. Bye.
Uh-huh.